We were planning to do an Underworld 3 after Underworld 2 is done, and it got put on the back burner for many, many, many years. But there was always the intent to bring it forward. So it just took a little longer than planned.
The reason to bring back Underworld is kind of sad, actually, because if you upgrade the graphics and upgrade the simulation, it's still the state of the art in role-playing. We haven't advanced that far. And so taking advantage of what we've learned now in, how many years has it been? 20 plus years. We can actually provide a shared authorship experience where players can tell their own stories and solve problems the way they want at a level that we never could before. So the opportunity to bring it back just seemed necessary. I think a lot of people are still rooted in Dungeons and Dragons and character classes, and we want to build a simulation that allows players to explore a space the way they want to, which is very powerful, and not enough people are doing it.
One of the things we wanted to go further with was a sense of factions in the underworld, where there were different political groups, races, monsters that were trying to vie for control, and where the player could come in and decide which faction they wanted to kind of side with or support. We didn't have the tools to do that kind of political play, that meta level, back in the early 90s, and now we do. So we can get to that feature.
One of the most exciting things about factional play is it means that players can have different experiences. How you interact with the different races in the underworld can really impact your experience. And so at the end of the day, every player who plays this game is going to have a unique experience, not only because they're interacting with the simulation the way they want to, using the improvisation engine, but also because they can side with whatever faction makes sense to them, which also provides a lot of replayability, which is kind of cool.
You know, the fans of the original games, people who really played the original game many times through. You want to respect that legacy and what those players think of those. But at the same time, we want to move the genre forward. We want to explore new spaces. Those games were so much about innovation when they were created. And so that's an inherent spirit of those games. For us, it's always changing, and we're looking to see where we can do new with it. So you're trying to balance that of saying, okay, there are certainly themes, fictions, a vibe that those games had, which I think it's going to be respected. But the game mechanics, like with the improvisation engine of Underworld Ascendant, is really an evolution of some of the simpler mechanics we had in Underworld that allow for a much richer kind of way that you author your experience as you play the game. You know, we had bits of that in the original Underworld. We're putting gobs of that in Underworld Ascendant.